Alright guys, time for my Power Rangers Q&A, and good lord do I have a lot of questions from you guys. Now, as always, if I didn't answer a question, that usually means that it got YouTube counted it as spam, or they just didn't want to show it because they're a dick. So, let's kick things off with our first question. Comes from Jason David Frank. Hello, Mr. Frank. Yeah. Out of the 5 Rangers, which one was the one you liked the most? Well, you were the 6th Ranger, but if I was to say the original 5, it would have to be, this is a tough one. I'm just gonna go with out of the original 5 Rangers, because you were the 6th. I'm gonna have to go with It's a tough one, because when Jason came along, that's the thing. When Jason came along, everyone else just did not care. But yeah, I'd have to go with Red Ranger, because the Tyrannosaur kicked ass. Anyway, thank you for that question. Next comes Tommy Oliver. Your first question is, who is your favorite Ranger? I guess this is a little more generic, because this one's a little more out there and a lot more, there are more than one Ranger out there. So, my favorite Ranger, of course, Tommy. It's always been the Green Ranger or the White Ranger, whatever the hell kind of Ranger you are. It's always you. And your second question is, who is this Jason David Frank guy here? He looks like me. Look in the mirror and you will know all your answers, Tommy. That's all I can say. Alright, so thank you for those questions. Next question comes from Mr. Emerald123, who asks, favorite Power Ranger theme song? Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite Power Rangers theme song. Of course, you can't go wrong with Mighty Morphin. I do love, I actually really like Zeo's. Zeo's is really cool. I even kind of like Turbo. Turbo when I'm in a mood, I kind of like the Turbo theme. In Space is really cool. Lost Galaxy. I think the only ones I don't like are the... I think the only one that I just cannot stand is the Mystic Force one. I cannot stand the Power Rangers Mystic Force theme. I cannot for the life of me stand it. I can't. The rap one for RPM also sucks. I prefer the hard rock, Power Rangers RPM theme. That was just like, get in gear, and you're like, yes, sir. Anyway, your second question is, Mr. Emerald, what is your least favorite Power Ranger season? I know everyone says Turbo, and I gotta agree, Turbo is pretty bad. Turbo just straight out sucks. Another one I would say I'm not a big fan of, Mystic Force, which kind of pissed me off because Power Rangers Mystic Force had the most badass costume designs I'd ever seen. Power Rangers with capes! How do you fuck that up? I'm sorry, if you like Mystic Force, that's totally fine. If anyone out there who's watching this likes Mystic Force, that's totally fine. I just could not get into it. I guess well, actually, no. I've always found some kind of love for every Power Rangers season except Turbo and Mystic Force. Everyone else, I can find good things about them, even when they're not, not so great. Anyway, so think of that question. Your final question is, which Power Ranger villain is your favorite? Oh, man, there's so many, but I did a top 10 Power Rangers villain list with my good friend Dukaloops. And we both agreed that, yeah, it's Rita and Zed. You cannot go wrong with Rita and Zed. You just cannot for the life of you go wrong with that. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Mr. Emerald. Next comes Boo Rat 1. In a reboot movie of Mighty Morphin era monsters... okay, let me reread this. In the reboot movie of the Mighty Morphin era monsters... Okay, I'm totally reading this wrong. In the reboot movie, what of the Mighty Morphin era monsters do you want to see done CGI, costumes, or puppets? Okay, so... Oh yeah, okay, he's talking about the reboot movie. I think they're probably going to go with CGI. I would love to see him do practical effects. Honestly, I'd really like to see him do practical effects. But let's face it, it's going to be CGI for those for the new reboot movie of Mighty Morphin. That's going to be the big thing. Is that it's going to be a reboot, and CGI is going to be a thing, and that's going to be tough. I mean, it's gonna. I really hope it's really good CG, but I wouldn't mind. But there's no way they're going to do puppets or costumes. There's sadly no way. So, second question is, would you read a comic team-up made up of solely time-displaced Tommies? Crisis of Infinite Tommies, Edge of Tommyverse. Oh man, I could go on and on with those Tommy puns. Yes, I would absolutely read a comic book of a Power Rangers team made up of all the Tommies from the different eras, led by Green Ranger Tommy. You've got Green Ranger Tommy, White Ranger Tommy, Red Zeo Tommy, Red Turbo Tommy, and you've got Black Dino Ranger Tommy. There you go. Anyway, so there you go. Your third question is fuck, marry, kill. Rita Repulsa, Scorpina's giant form, or Necrola. Because I'm bored and traditional question. And this is because I'm bored with traditional easy questions. I guess kill. Just kill Necroli. Guess get rid of her. I guess. That's a tough one. I guess I gotta fuck one and I gotta kill one. I guess if it's just gonna be a one night stand, I guess Rita Repulsa. I'm pretty sure she's got to be hot under all those clothes. I mean, and I'm also guessing she's a screamer, so there's that. So I guess marry Scorpina's giant form, because then I can just go right around and divorce her. There you go. So think of those questions. Boo Rat 1. Green Flame Dragon 207 asks, How would you feel if the Power Rangers teamed up with the VR Troopers, the Beetleborgs, and the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad? That'd be really cool. I mean, I never really watched much of the other two. I mean, I watched a little bit of VR Troopers, but never really watched the other one. But I think it would be really cool, honestly. I don't know how you could do it, but it'd be cool. Second question is, what anime could the Rangers cross over with? I would say anything with like giant robots, Voltron, or Ronin warriors. That'd be really cool. Even Saint Seiya, I think that'd be really cool as well. The Zodiac, or as it was known in America for a short time, Knights of the Zodiac. So, yeah, Saint Seiya, Battle of the Planets, Voltron, Ronin warriors, and yeah, those would be really cool. So I think those questions, Green Flame Dragon. Next questions come from Marcus Keener. If the characters from Gravity Falls were picked to be Power Rangers, what Rangers would they be, and Zords would they get? It can be any Zord or Ranger from any series. Alright, I guess Dipper would be Red Ranger, Mabel would be Pink Ranger, Wendy would be Yellow Ranger, Stan would want no part of this, Seuss would be the Blue Ranger. I guess Stan, if he was forced to, he'd be the Black Ranger. And Zords, I can't really think of anything, although Mabel would probably want the Waddle Zord, giant Waddle Pig Zord. That'd be really cool. Can't really think of anyone else, though, sadly. Your next question is, who do you think will win in the upcoming death battle between the White Ranger and the Sixth Ranger and the Sixth Gundam? Oh, man, I cannot wait for that. That's going to be so goddamn amazing. But I don't know, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, this is the year of the, we've been seeing a lot of Tommy Oliver whipping ass all across the multiverse. Of course, just recently we watched him, kill off Scorpion in that death battle, in that superpower beatdown. So this is a real tough one for me. I don't know. It's going to be one of those fights where you don't really care who wins, but you just want to see the winner. It's kind of like with Godzilla. Actually, no, I would have been pissed off if Godzilla lost in the Godzilla Gamera fight. But, I mean, I like Gamera and all. I mean, I really dig Gamera. But I'm more of a Godzilla fan, that's the thing. And so, maybe this is one of those times where I'm like, I just want to watch the guys fight. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Marcus. Hang on. Yeah, those were the only two. Okay. Dylan Malone 14 asks, who do you want to write a Power Rangers SPD Batman Beyond comic? And okay. Oh wait. Okay. I totally botched this. Who do you want to write a Power Rangers SPD Batman Beyond comic, and what will it be about? Okay, if I could get anyone to write it would probably be someone who could have fun with it. I don't know who exactly I could get for that, but I think what it would be about is maybe Batman's stuck in an alternate timeline and he has to get the SPD Rangers to help him get him back. That's all I can think of right now. Third question, who is the most violent villain in Power Rangers history and why? I gotta give it to Vingix. Vingix was from Power Rangers RPM. And I say violent because he wiped out 99% of humanity. No other Power Ranger villain has done that yet. So if you want to talk about violent, there you go. So there's my pick for someone in terms of violence. He set out to do a goal and he did it. And your third question is, what do you want done with the Power Rangers reboot movie? I can't really say what I think what would happen is, like, first 5 Rangers get together, the second movie, if it gets a sequel, do the entire Green Ranger saga as a movie. You could you could do the entire Green Ranger saga, if there's only 5 episodes, it's practically a movie. So you could do the entire Green Ranger saga in the second movie, then bring in Zed in the third movie. That's all I can say. Also, don't suck. So thank you for those questions, Dylan Malone. JDX629 asks, if you could pick 6 Rangers to make your own Power Rangers team, who will they be? So if I could pick 6 people from 6 characters, for your own Power Rangers team, who would they be? I'd honestly, it's kind of funny. I actually did think about doing... for the longest time, I've thought about doing this fan fiction, and I did try to write it before, but it just didn't come off right, where I had the Lyoko Warriors become Power Rangers. They were called Power Rangers Lyoko Force, where Xana gets a physical body and starts wreaking havoc on Earth. So Jeremy creates morphers for the Lyoko Warriors, and he basically gives them the power to be Rangers. Where we had, it was first starting off with Aelita, Odd, Ulrich, and Yumi. And Yumi was the Blue Ranger. Ulrich was Red Ranger. Yumi was the Blue Ranger. Aelita was the Pink Ranger, and Odd was the Green Ranger. But then later on, it was going to have William and Sissy become the 5th and 6th Ranger, but they were going to be known as the Solar and Lunar Rangers, with Sissy as the Solar Ranger and William as the Lunar Ranger. And they were going to have their own. Everyone's going to have their own Zords. They were more like vehicles. I was going to make them more like vehicles. Like Ulrich had a fighter jet that could connect. Yumi had a submarine, Aelita had a helicopter, and Odd got a tank. And those were going to combine into one. They were going to have their own combination Zords. And then, the Lunar and Solar Ranger Zords were going to be a space shuttle and a... I'm trying to remember what the other one was. I think it was like some kind of glider, and they were going to be able to combine to become the Equinox Zord. There you go. So think of that question, JDX. I don't know if you watch Code Lyoko, but there's my answer. Second question. Power Rangers in Space or Lost Galaxy? Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? So Power Rangers in Space or Lost Galaxy. I honestly love both. I really do. I honestly love both In Space and Lost Galaxy. They're both great series. They both really did some really cool things, and I can't really, pick. It's really hard to pick either of them. I can't. Anyway, Travis Rendon. By the way, thank you for the questions, JDX. Next question comes from Travis Rendon, who asks, what do you think the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers would think of Coop, Jamie, and Kiva from Megas XLR? They'd all look at Coop and be like, the hell is this? Seriously, what the hell? Oh, man. They would be surprised by the Megas, but, oh god, Megas and, the Megazord teaming up. That'd be so cool. But yeah, I think they would be like, really? It's this guy controlling the Megas? Okay, whatever. Second question. Throughout the whole Power Ranger universe, who do you think is or was the most badass White Ranger or Silver Loner Ranger? So White Ranger or Silver Ranger? Of course Tommy was the most awesome, but if you were to tell me the most awesome Silver Ranger, I gotta go with, what's his name? I think it was Zane from the Titanium Ranger from Lightspeed Rescue. He was so badass. Everyone wanted to be him. But then you had Merrick, who became the Howling Wolf Ranger. Oh, he was badass too. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for that question. Your third question is, if you were assembling a Power Rangers team, you and your friends like Jason Voorhees and Milan, who would be part of it and what color would they be? So if I was to make a 6-man team of Power Rangers, who would I put to say together, it's Morphin time? Well, I would have to be the Red Ranger because I have a leadership complex and I'm that kind of narcissist. And, let's see, Milan would be the Blue Ranger. I guess Deanna could be the Pink Ranger. Well, actually, no, she'd bitch if she was the Pink Ranger because she doesn't like the color pink. So maybe Yellow Ranger and make maybe my other friend, Simple Hipster, the Pink Ranger. You guys remember Simple Hipster? We had that short-lived Gravity Falls podcast that YouTube made me take it down because they're all jerks. Anyway. So that's 4 right there. I guess my 5th and 6th, Chris, the Mount Vernon kid, he's a good, I would make him the Green Ranger, and Special 6 Ranger, Duke. Duke as the White Ranger. There you go. Thank you for the questions, Travis Rendon. Next, moving on to Matt Bennett, who asks, if you could team up with any villain from the Power Rangers history, who would it be and why? I don't think I would team up with any of them, because out of fear of them backstabbing me, because that's kind of a running thing throughout Power Rangers history. So I don't think I would team up with any of them. Although honestly, I think I would like to backstab Astronema, but not with a knife, and not in the back. I'm gonna stop now. Anyway. Second question. Your second question is, what are your thoughts on Power Rangers Megaforce, Super Megaforce? When I said there were Power Rangers shows I didn't like earlier with just Mystic Force, and when I said I didn't like Mystic Force and Turbo, I should have brought in Super Samurai. It just didn't click for me. But I understand. There's things to like about it. There were things to like about it. Megaforce and Super Megaforce, I have watched a few episodes, but I'm not really into it. I think it's trying to be a little too kid-friendly. But then again, yeah, the show was always meant for kids on the other hand. I mean, I just don't hate them. I don't hate Megaforce and Super Samurai the way I hated Mystic Force and Turbo and Power Rangers Turbo. Anyway, but yeah, they're fine. They're fine in my book when it comes down to it. Third question is, if you could be on any Power Rangers team, who would it be and what color would you be? Who would I be? If I could be on any Power Rangers team? I don't know really. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Sorry, I got something distracted me. I think it would be kind of cool to be on Navy Wild Force. That'd be interesting. Navy be the Wolf Ranger. There you go. So thank you for those questions, and I will keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you. Next set of questions come from Black Squirt Boys, who asks, are you excited for the newly announced Power Rangers reboot? I'm excited, but at the same time I'm nervous. This is being done by Lionsgate, and they're very hit and miss with me. Or is it New Line? No, it's Lionsgate. Yeah, Lionsgate is doing this. I'm kind of really I'm kind of nervous because again, they're very hit and miss with me. They're pretty hit and miss with everybody, but I'm hopeful. I just hope it doesn't turn out like the, Ninja Turtles reboot. That's all I ask. Or don't make it Transformers either. Alright, second question is, what if Voltron, Giant Man, Optimus Prime, the Iron Giant, Jake, Jet Jaguar, Godzilla, King Kong, and the Megazord all had a brawl? Who do you think would win? I don't know. I think the whole planet would be fucked, though. That's just my personal opinion. The whole planet would be fucked if all of them, got to one giant brawl. Alright, what if Jimmy Neutron, the Three Eds, the Power Rangers, Dipper and Wendy met up in a crossover? That would be really interesting, but it would mostly be everyone standing back and watching the Rangers do all the cool shit. That would be my only thing, is that, oh no, monster, Rangers do something while we run for our lives. That's how I see it. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Black Squirt Boys. Next comes Grimlock1992, who asks, if you were to choose any Transformer to be a Power Ranger, who would you choose? I would have to go with Bumblebee. Not to be obvious, but yeah, Bumblebee would make a cool Ranger. He has all the makings of a Ranger. There you go. Let's see. Second question is, who would win in a battle between the Green Dragon Zord and Mechagodzilla? There's actually a Flash animation I watched of Mechagodzilla fighting the Megazord, and then the Dragon Zord came in and kicked its ass. But maybe in a one-on-one fight, that's a death battle I want to watch. There's something for you, Screw Attack. Mechagodzilla versus Green Dragon Zord. There you go. I want to see that done. And not like, for reference, let's make it the Showa Mechagodzilla. Make it interesting. Showa Mechagodzilla versus Green Dragon Zord. I want that on Screw Attack now. I mean, you're already doing White Ranger, so and with the Tiger Zord, you're already doing that with Tommy with the Tiger Zord. Why can't we get Green Ranger call upon the Green Dragon Zord, and there you go. Anyway, sorry for that, but thank you for those questions, Grimlock1992. Moving on now to Action Fan 19. Action Fan 19 asks, I believe the question Action Fan 19 wants to ask is... I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Are you looking forward to the Dino Charge series coming up? I am, but at the same time, I don't know if I'll like it or not. I mean, again, I don't hate Samurai or Megaforce. I don't hate them, but they're just there's something about it that I think Nickelodeon is just totally totally kind of really making it a little too kiddie. I mean, yeah, I know it's a kid's show, but there is such a thing of, even Power Rangers, even in original Mighty Morphin, there was some darkness to it. I mean, hell, in Lost Galaxy, the Pink Ranger got killed off. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. I think they're making it a little too kiddie. I mean, there are some great moments in there, but yeah. But I'll give Dino Charge a shot, mostly because they use dancing to morph, and I kind of want to see that just for the sake of laughing. Anyway, thank you for that question, Action Fan. Next question is, did you notice the main villain in Power Rangers RPM series is a lot like Ultron from Marvel Comics? He is. Vengix is like that, but I think of him more like Skynet. He's a lot more like Skynet, but I could see the Ultron parallel as well. I can definitely see that, so, yeah. And, what's your favorite Ultra Zord formation from any of the times the Ultra Zord appeared? Okay. Man, that's a tough one. There's one I really like. Because again, they all have really cool designs, but I think the one I really like and how it's put together is the Lightspeed Rescues Ultra Zord, where comes to, it's morphing and it's still walking when it's being combined. And then that's one of the few Ultra Zords where it has a Gatling gun and missiles. The other ones have lasers and shit, but this one was built to have rockets and a fucking giant minigun, or Gatling gun or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway. And I also love how, when it's being combined, the legs start walking anyway. I kind of imagine the pilot and the Power Rangers, they're morphing it. I was like, damn it, hold still, we gotta make this right. Anyway, thank you for that question, ActionFan19. OverNerd03 asks, in your own belief, why is Tommy Oliver one of the best Rangers? I like to think that he was, as a kid, as kids growing up watching that show, we all kind of wanted to be Tommy because he was just so cool. He got the girl. He was just so calm, cool, and collected. But the moment he was badass, and he had pretty much the two baddest Megazords in the show. He had the Dragon Zord and he had the Tiger Zord, and those were pretty friggin' awesome. So yeah, I think that's my belief. But thank you for that question, OverNerd03. Andre Partridge. His first question is, what do you think will happen if the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers met up with Crystal Gems in Beach City after a time-space anomaly accidentally sends them there? What would they think of one another? I think it would be cool, Billy teaming up with Pearl, Tommy hanging out with Garnet, and I don't know who could hang out with Amethyst, but it'd be cool to see them all work together. That'd be a fun team up. I don't know what they would do, but it would be cool. Who do you think? Do you think that Bulk and Skull could ever catch a break and someday become real Power Rangers? I don't think we're ever going to see them become actual Power Rangers, but I love that they're supporting characters. And I love how they got a character evolution throughout Mighty Morphin all the way to In Space, where they went from bullies to rallying Earth to defend the Power Rangers. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I think it's really cool nonetheless of seeing those two guys together, and it's again, I think they're more better off suited for supporting characters, because again, it's kind of like when you get spin-off characters of people we like, then you realize, oh, they're not really good unless they're just being supporting characters. Then you realize, oh, they're kind of annoying. It's kind of the problem. The third question. What do you think of Turbo, a Power Rangers movie? Oh, I hate it. Oh my god, I hate it. I mean, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie is cheesy and have its bad moments, but you can love it for its cheese factor. You can really love it of how cheesy it is. I mean, I can go back and watch it and be like, man, this is nostalgia goggles off bad. Turbo, I can find nothing good in Turbo, sadly. So yeah, I hate the Turbo movie. If anyone out there likes it, that's totally fine. I just don't. So thank you for those questions, Andre Partridge. We're going to move on to the next set of questions. Okay, moving right along to the next set of questions coming from Matt Kaiser 08. First question is Mechagodzilla versus Dragon Zord. Who is stronger and which one in the battle? I think I pretty much answered this question already. I can't really decide, and I kind of wish Death Battle would do it. So yeah, I've already answered this question. So moving on to your next one. If the 2012 version of the TMNT, along with Casey, April, and Karai, had their own personal Zords, what would they look like and why? Well, tomorrow I think the Turtles are going to get their own Zord in the two-part Invasion story coming up tomorrow. So that ought to be fun to see. So that'll be pretty interesting. As for Karai, Casey, and April, maybe a Cobra for Karai, and maybe, I don't know for April and I don't really know for April and Casey. I sadly don't. So yeah, but we're probably gonna get something like I really hope they make a Megazord joke when they bring this whole giant robot for the two-part Invasion. If they don't, I'm gonna be sad, because one, how do you not make that reference when you have Power Rangers on your station, Nickelodeon? Come on. Anyway, Your third question is, how would you do an Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Godzilla, and Sailor Moon crossover? Okay. How I would do it is maybe Rita Repulsa teams up. Rita and Zed team up with what's her name, Queen Beryl, and they use Godzilla and mind control them and to destroy the Sailor Scouts and Sailor Moon, the Sailor Scouts and the Rangers. Excuse me. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Matt Kaiser. Next set of questions come from Treva Smolka, who asks, first question is, if you could do a crossover with Dragon Ball Z with Power Rangers, who would you choose to team up with? Which villains and for the Power Rangers to face and such. Yeah. The thing is with doing anything with Dragon Ball Z is that I kind of like it when you have Dragon Ball Z team up with characters that can actually fight alongside them, because again, with Power Rangers, they always have trouble fighting incredible monsters that I'm pretty sure Goku and Vegeta and the others would probably just be like, oh, that's a monster, zap. That's kind of the thing. Like, I think the Z Warriors would be doing all the hard work. I don't know, like, I've never really thought of it that way, because, like I said, the Z Warriors are obviously more powerful than Power Rangers, and their monsters could easily be destroyed. And I'm not trying to sound like a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm not. It's just when you look at it, you could look at some of the monsters on Power Rangers on any form, especially Mighty Morphin, and you could be like, yeah, if this was against like the Hulk or something, or even Goku, they would be out in an instant. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me as a Power Rangers fan. I just can't see them really contributing to something where the Z Warriors can just be like, oh, we're gonna handle it ourselves. You guys just sit back. I kind of like it better when both sides work together. So, second question is, what is your favorite team-up episode? For me personally, it's my favorite is Forever Red, because you had all my favorite Red Rangers team up in Kick-Ass. I really liked, my favorite team-up episode is probably the team-up between In Space and Lost Galaxy. I love that, because then you brought back the Psycho Rangers. The Psycho Rangers are awesome. You had you also had, the death of the Pink Lost Galaxy Ranger, and then Corone, aka formerly Astronema, got a character evolution of taking her place as the Pink Lost Galaxy Ranger. I thought that was really cool. Just all in all, I think that it was a really cool team up of how they mixed those two Rangers groups together. I think another one of my favorite team ups is of course, Forever Red. I gotta agree with you. Forever Red's really good too. I think the other one I really like is the the Dino Thunder and SPD team ups. There were two of them. Were there two of? Yeah, I think there were two of them. Yeah, there were two in-spaced SPD Dino Thunder SPD team ups. Yeah, those were really cool. I really enjoyed the Dino Thunder Samurai, the Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm crossover. It was really cool to see them all again. So yeah, those are just some. Also, I really love I really think the whole team up between Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue is really cool as well. So anyway, final question. If you had a chance to do a Power Rangers movie, who would you cast to play each Ranger from any one of the teams, and who would you do a mega movie and have all the Rangers team up in Lost Morphin? Ugh. Okay, so he's basically asking me how I would make a Power Rangers movie. I really don't know how I would make a Power Rangers movie. I really do not know how I could go about doing a Power Rangers film. I really don't. Sadly, I don't know what to tell you, Treva. But I do thank you regardless for those questions, and moving on to the next one. Moving on now to Wolfman the Impaler. Wolfman asks, first question is, if you were to choose between the following, listening to Rita singing to karaoke or watching Bulk and Skull Chippendale dancers, oh my god, which would you choose? I think I'm going to go with Rita listening to karaoke, because one, I could just put in earplugs, she wouldn't even notice, and I could totally not hear it. Or, I can easily just take an aspirin or, get drunk and forget about it. But then, however, with Bulk and Skull Chippendale dance, that's going to be burned in my mind forever. I'll never be able to get it out. I'll have to put up, ask Professor X to put a mental shield in there. I don't know. That's just bad. So I'll take the lesser of the two evils, in my opinion. Okay, second question is, if there were a reboot Power Rangers as an animated series, who would you want? Would you want the original cast to reprise their roles for each series, or would you recast them for professional voice actors? And if you could choose the latter, who would you voice? Who? I think it would be really cool if they rebooted Mighty Morphin as a animated series. I think you could do a lot more with animation. You can do a lot more that the original Super Sentai could not, with better effects. And I think that would be really cool. It would be also really interesting to see, all the, Austin St. John and all the other guys, especially Jason David Frank. He'll do anything. I think that would be cool to see them all come together and do an animated film. However, the actress playing Trini cannot come back because she passed away in an accident. So, unfortunately, that's the only one you'd have to recast. Everyone else, I think you could get to come back together and do voices for those characters. Except that you'd have to recast the Yellow Ranger, unfortunately. That's my only thing. I don't know who you could get for the Yellow Ranger. I think it'd be cool to get actually you can get the. I think it'd be cool if you got the actress playing Agent May right now in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Have her voice the Yellow Ranger. That'd be really awesome. Or Kelly Hu. Actually, no, yeah, Kelly Hu would be better. Most of you guys know her best as voicing Karai right now in TMNT, but she's also done Lady Deathstrike and X2 and a lot of action films. Yeah, let's get Kelly Hu more. I want Kelly Hu more. But yeah, it's thank you for that question, Wolfman the Impaler. Your third question is, if you were to make a team of 6 Rangers using any characters outside of Power Rangers, who would you pick? I pretty much answered this question already. If I was to make a team of 6 Rangers... Okay, let me reread this just to be sure. If you were to make a team of 6 Rangers using any characters outside of Power Rangers, who would you... I already answered this question already. I've pretty much answered this question. I've technically answered this question already, so sorry, Wolfman the Impaler, but I've already answered it in an earlier one. But thank you for questions regardless. And moving on to NB Free. First question is, have you ever read the Power Rangers Turbo Beetleborgs Metallics comic book? Oh, I've heard of this, and I haven't read it, but I've seen the Top the Fourth Wall episode of it from Linkara. I have seen that. I really don't want... I think I just want to get it for the sake of getting it. Just for, saying, hey, I own this. I don't know why I want to say that, but, I'll take it, just for novelty, I guess. I own the Godzilla vs. Barkley comic for novelty. Why the hell not? But yeah, I've never read it, but I've seen the Top the Fourth Wall episode. Second question, was it on the Top of the Fourth? Yeah, I think it was on a Top the Fourth Wall. What did you think of the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover they did in Power Rangers in Space? Oh my god! Okay, I knew someone was going to ask me this question. What did I think of the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover? Now, this was a time period when the when Saban owned the rights to Power Rangers, and we got Next Mutation. Ugh. Oh man. I love In Space. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Power Rangers in Space. It's one of my favorite series ever in the show. But this episode is terrible. This is straight up suck. No, really, here's my biggest thing. If the Astronema goes down to use the turtles to fight the Rangers and destroy them, but Raphael, or was it Raph or Donnie or something, one of them says, the Power Rangers are made up, they're made-believe. And then Venus says, oh, Astronema, how would you... Okay, Astronema fights the Power Rangers, ergo, that means the Power Rangers are real in your universe. What the hell? That's only one of the few things, when they take over the ship, it's weird. I mean, the fight sequences are cool when the Rangers and the Turtles team up, don't get me wrong, but that episode, oh my god, I could, completely go on a whole day without watching that. That's a very skippable episode, in my opinion, right there. And as much as I love crossover, that's one of the ones where I'm like, no thank you, I mean, if you like it, that's totally fine, MB Free. I personally just did not care for that episode. Anyway, third question is, what comic company would you like to see their make Power Rangers comics? There's already actually a comic book company making Mighty Morphin comics right now. I know that I don't know their name, but yeah, I would like to see them under IDW because IDW makes everything awesome. But they're under a comic book company right now. I just can't remember their names. I think they're owned by. I think it's a group that has ties to Saban too. I could be wrong though. Anyway, thank you for those questions, MB Free. Moving on to Mr. Goodplot, who asks, what would be the Milky Juice's Ranger colors? Well, there is 6 of us, and I'm going to answer this one because unlike the other person who asked, what would my friends be? What would my friends, if I could pick out friends of my YouTube friends to be Rangers? This guy, he's asking, Mr. Goodplot is asking me, just to focus on the Milky Crew, which is me, Tori GNR1, Coolio Vids 101, Shades at Night, and Dukaloops 1993, and Pop Culture Diva 42. So since there's 6 of us, yeah, we've got an entire Power Rangers team. So I think Kirk is pretty much our leader. Kirk's the leader, so he would be the Red Ranger. I could see Deanna as the Yellow Ranger. I don't think she would want to be pink. Coolio as the Blue Ranger. Yeah, Coolio, Blue Ranger. Dan, Black Ranger. Me. I guess the Yellow Ranger. There's been dude Yellow Rangers before. Or it could be the Green Ranger. Yeah, I'll be a Green Ranger. And Duke can be the 6th Ranger. He can be the White Ranger. There you go. So thank you for that question, Mr. Goodplot. Your second question is, what is the saddest moment on the show for you? I think the saddest one for me, there's been a few, but I think the saddest one for me is when the Pink Ranger from Lost Galaxy died. And again, in real life she was battling cancer, which she survived, by the way, but she couldn't keep going because of breast cancer, so they killed her off in a battle called, it's Forever Pink? No, it's not Forever Pink. It's another, it had a totally other name. The Power of Pink? Yeah, I think it is The Power of Pink, where Corone and I'm forgetting, I can't remember the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger's name, but yeah, Psycho, they have to team up to defeat Psycho Pink, and she sacrifices herself. It was like, that's a death in the family level stuff, and they actually say, yeah, she died, but she came back as a spirit to help the others, then she physically came back with no goddamn explanation. That was weird. But yeah, I think that was one of the saddest moments. I think another sad moment was when Corone got corrupted again and became, they had to assimilate her again to make her even darker into becoming Astronema. And also the death of Zordon's pretty sad, but at the same time, it did a lot of good. Anyway, so that's what I consider just a few sad moments for me. Third question, if you were a villain, what would you want to look like? I want to look like something like a huge humanoid dragon. That's what I want to look like Fin Fang Foom, but a little more smaller and with armor. And fire breath. Definitely fire breath. I want that. So humanoid dragon looking thing. There you go. Thank you for those questions, Mr. Goodplot. Moving on to the Spawn 117. And first question is, have you watched Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue? Oh, I love Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Actually, that's actually my brother's favorite Power Ranger series because when he was younger, he got really into, the whole fire rescue thing, and it was at his younger years, and he still goes back to watch Lightspeed Rescue, so I like it, but my brother likes Lightspeed Rescue a lot more. It's definitely, I would say Lightspeed Rescue is in one of my top 10 favorite, Power Ranger shows. If I was to ever do like a Power Rangers, a top 10 Power Rangers list, if I was to do my top 10 favorite Power Rangers shows and exclude Mighty Morphin, because Mighty Morphin would obviously be number one. If I was if I was to ever do like a top 10 list, but outside of Mighty Morphin, they would definitely be on that top 10 list. Just saying. Anyway. So, second question is, what do you think of Aliens, Power Rangers, and Space crossover? It'd be dark. that'd be really dark. Like, could you imagine like even Astronema making the Xenomorphs huge? Dear Lord, that would be a really cool Zord fight too. So, third question is, what do you think of a Power Rangers version of Marvel Zombies? That'd be really interesting. I don't know, like what you could have all the Rangers, like maybe they get infected by a zombie virus or something like that. I don't know, but I think that'd be really cool having all of them just go around and still in their Power Ranger suits, just covered in blood and eating people. That'd be a lot of fun. So think of those questions, the Spawn 117. Moving on now to Burnouter 7. First question is, favorite Megazord? I've got a lot. Sorry, I had to get some water. Alright. So favorite Megazord. Dragon Zord and Tiger Zord are on that list. The Tyrannosaurd. There's a lot. There's too many. I've pretty much liked a lot of the Zords. The Lost Galaxies, the Galactabeasts were really cool. I love the Galactabeasts from Lost Galaxy. Those are really awesome. So there you go. Second question is, what do you think of a Power Rangers Voltron and Symbionic Titan crossover? I just would want to see it on the sole ground of seeing Voltron, Titan, and the Megazord just standing together fighting one big composite monster. Like, just standing together with all their swords drawn. That'd be really fucking badass. Just for that moment, you could just screen cap that right there. Alright. If the Megazords got into a battle royale with the Godzilla monsters, which match-ups would you like to see? Okay, if I was to pit the Megazords from, I guess you could say Mighty Morphin pretty much, versus the Godzilla monsters, the monsters from the Godzilla universe, who would I like to see? So Godzilla versus Tyrannosaurd, Anguirus versus the Tricerazord, Rodan and the Pterodactyl Zord, and who would I pit? Saber-Tooth Tiger against, I don't know, maybe. There's no real big cat kaiju in their universe, so maybe for shits and giggles, have it fight Titanosaurus, and the Mastodon Zord fight the Mastodon Zord versus, I don't know, Kumonga. There you go. So there you go. Burnouter, saying those questions, Burnouter 7. Next set of questions come from Robert Avram, who first question is, did you know about the death battle between the White Ranger and the Six Gundam Ephron from Gundam Wing? Yeah, and I've already I know about it, and I've already talked about it. So yeah, I've already answered this question, Robert. Next question is, who do you think would win in that fight? Oh, again, already answered that. I don't know. And if you did pick one with my question, it's all revolving around the. I've already answered all these questions. I really don't want to sound like a dick, Robert. But the thing is, I've already answered all those questions previously in another Q&A. If someone asking me kind of those same questions, like I said, it's one of those times where I just want to kind of see the two characters fight. Like I said earlier, I just want to see them. I don't really care who wins because I really like both characters, and I love the Tiger Zord and the Six Gundam. So, yeah, it's one of those times where I'm just like, I just want to sit back and watch a fight. Anyway, so thank you for that question regardless, Robert. Next comes Linerman0245, and first question is, how would you feel if the Reavers from Firefly became Power Ranger villains, minus watering them down? They wouldn't last long. That's the thing, like, the Reavers are just like, humans that are, just really aggressive and savage and kind of a little altered. They'd be, like, take the Rangers aback, but, yeah, that wouldn't really, do much damage, do much to them. The Rangers would be like, oh no, Reavers, get the lasers. Pew! Boom. And that's that. What if the next Power Rangers villain were just evil humans? No aliens, sorcerers, or demons, just power-hungry, devious, cunning humans, like David Xanatos. Like David Xanatos, for example. I don't, like, that would be cool, like maybe give him a Lex Luthor or a David Xanatos type villain, but the thing is that I think it's, again, playing the children element of, you know, we kind of want to see, you know, the fantastical element, and humans are just, you know, it's just human beings that can't really pose much of a threat. But then again, you could say Lex Luthor with Superman. You know, he's just a human being, and yet he's Superman's greatest enemy. And then you have, of course, Xanatos, an enemy to gargoyles who could just easily rip him in half if they wanted to. So that's a good question. Maybe if you got to play it right. You got to play it right. That's my thing. So I wouldn't mind that now that I think about it. So good on you, Linerman, for getting me to think on that. So that would be cool. Anyway, but again, it just depends on how you play it. Think of that question, Linerman. How would you feel if the writers for Supernatural decided to take Power Rangers for a year? I don't know. Again, I think Supernatural kind of needs to go. I know it's going under its final season, about time, and I don't know. Like, I think it would be darker, and it would be cool to see, you know, magical elements again. That'd be fun. And then again, they are doing technical magical stuff right now, but that's beside the point. Anyway, it'd be cool. Also, I have a fourth question, but as I said, only 3 questions. So, sorry, Linerman. First question is, favorite Power Rangers story arcs? Green Rangers... Oh, wait. Let me say this. Green Arrow Hunter asked these questions if I didn't say it already, because I probably didn't. So yeah, Green Arrow Hunter's first question is, what are your favorite Power Rangers story arcs? Green Ranger Saga. Always good to see, Green Ranger Saga. Can't take that away. Lights of Orion, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, not Lights of Orion. It's a little hitchy, right? It gets you back and forth. What's another good story arc? I think the Magna Defender arc in Lost Galaxy is really cool. Those are 2 that come to mind right there. Green Ranger and the Magna Defender stuff. Oh, another great story arc is a Ninja Storm with Cam becoming the Green Samurai Ranger. I said Ranger, right? What am I, New Yorker? Yeah, the Green Ranger. Oh my god. And I've just alienated everyone. Anyway. Yeah, it's weird too, because it's a lot of story arcs that revolve around 6 Rangers. Huh, go figure. Anyway, if you could do a Power Rangers Expanded Universe comic book, what would you like to see explored? I'd actually like to see where Goldar came from. Like, maybe do a mini series of talking about Goldar and how he met found his way to Rita and Zed. That's what I'd like to do. And maybe explain, the family tree of Rita as well, because you've got Rito and Master Vile. Yeah. And that's a weird family tree right there. Anyway, third question is, what female Power Ranger would you like to see as a mentor for new Power Rangers like Tommy was in Dino Thunder? I think if you're going to pick anyone, I would have to say, maybe Kimberly. Obviously, one of the first Power Ranger. The first Power Ranger, obviously, for the first Pink Ranger. But if you were to give me another one, I would have to say, maybe Aisha, the second yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger. She'd be cool. Actually, yeah, I think I would like to see Aisha more than Kimberly as a mentor, because she had more of the kick-ass attitude to her. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Green Arrow Hunter. Next, going on to Zach the Thunder King. Favorite 6 Ranger besides Tommy? Okay, I'm going to answer this one because it's just it's him asking me my favorite 6 Ranger outside of Tommy. So outside of Tommy, I'm going to have to say Jason when he was the Gold Ranger in Zeo. He was really badass. I think another one of my favorites is Cam, the Green Samurai Ranger. Kind of like him more than all the other Samurai Rangers. not to say the Samurai Rangers suck. It's just if you were to compare them to Cam, who had a really cool story arc, not only when he was just Cam and finding out his backstory and finally becoming the Green Samurai Ranger. That was really cool. So I really like Cam. He's awesome. Merrick, the Wolf Ranger from Wild Force. I don't know if the Magna Defender counts. Actually, does the Magna Defender count from Lost Galaxy? I don't know. I don't think he wasn't really called a Ranger, but I'm going to count the Magna Defender because he just looked so badass. Let's see, what other 6 Rangers did I really like? Titanium Ranger from the Titanium Ranger and the Silver Ranger from In Space. They were also pretty awesome. So there's a few right there. Anyway, favorite battleizer. That's your second question, Zach. Favorite battle? I'm gonna have to say the Triassic Ranger, the Triassic Ranger battleizer from Dino Thunder. It just looks so badass. That was one of my favorites. Another one of my favorite battleizer. The Lights of Orion battleizer that was given to Leo. That was really awesome in Lost Galaxy. Anyway, so if you were to improve on your third question is, how would you improve on a Power Rangers series that sucked like Turbo, for example? I don't know how I could improve on... Maybe not make it suck. Maybe not make it so goofy and gone with it, because again, that was more of a parody series of Super Sentai, if anything, so yeah. So, I don't know, just make it less jokey, because Zeo had a very serious tone to it, and also give an explanation of why they needed the turbo power over the Zeo crystals. I mean, yeah, I know there was going to be an episode talking about the Zeo crystal being destroyed or losing its power or something like that, but at least tell us. Do that. You know. So think of those questions, Zach the Thunder King. So next set of questions come from the Omnitron12345, who asks, if the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers existed in any comic universe, where do you think they would fit best? I'm going to have to say, it would be cool to see them interact with Sailor Scouts. Sailor Moon universe right there. Seeing them team up on occasion. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, and I get, well, that's manga, but if I was to say, that's manga, sorry. But any comic universe, maybe DC. For some reason they strike me as DC characters, and also Tommy versus Batman. That would be fucking sweet. Alright, so think of that question. Your second question is, did you prefer Tommy Oliver as the Green Ranger or the White Ranger? Oh, don't make me choose! Damn it! Alright, so did I like Tommy as the Green Ranger or the White Ranger? I like them both really well. The Green Ranger had the fucking Dragon Zord. That's the thing. I mean, I like the Tiger Zord and all, but the Dragon Zord, dude, when that thing comes out of the water and roaring and shit, that's when you know that is the greatest thing ever. Also, the whole tune to summon it and shit like that, that was just, you wanted to have the Dragon Zord. It doesn't matter about, fuck the Megazord or anything like that. You wanted, when you were a kid, you wanted the Dragon Zord. Because it was a giant Mecha Godzilla, kaiju looking motherfucker, and you wanted it. Yeah, or at least I did. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say, but on the other hand, I really like the design of the White Ranger. I really like the costume, the White Ranger costume. I know it was from a different Super Sentai series, not in not the Super Sentai that was based from Mighty Morphin. But it was the Super Sentai that also people used to make the Thunder Zords and crazy shit like that. But I like the design of the Green Ranger costume's cool, but the White Rangers is really awesome too. If Coolio were here, he would say White Ranger. But I'm gonna have to go with Green Ranger. That's just me. Okay, third question is, what would happen if the SPD Power Rangers met the Green Lantern Corps in a crossover, since they're both space cops? That would be really awesome, seeing them interact with one another. I think Hal would kind of poke fun. No, Guy would do this more. Guy would really make fun of the color coordination, to which one of the Rangers would go, "Really? How many cores are there again?" That's what I thought. Shut up. So think of those questions. Omnitron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next set of questions come from Malingar. Malingar asks, how do you think the Trigun cast would react to the Mighty Morphin cast, vice versa? That'd be really weird. Because again, the cast of Trigun uses guns, while they're using lasers, and I think Vash would have nothing but to laugh at those costumes. He would just be constantly picking them apart. That would be the main thing I would like to see, is just Vash just tearing, like, oh yeah, you're making yourself a target when you're wearing color-coded costumes. So the second question is, ScrewAttack's Death Battle series is soon coming out with a fight with a death battle between... I've already answered this question already, so sorry Malingar, I've already answered this question. Third question is, I feel like I remember you saying once that you liked the show Zoids, considering Zoid's similarity to Power Ranger Zords. Are there any comments or opinions you would like to voice about that? I think that was kind of the thing, because again, Power Rangers were really big, but I think if anything, Zoids was more like an animal version of Gundam. It felt more like that to me than a rip-off of Power Rangers. That's how I saw it. It was more like Gundam if it was animals. That's really what it really felt like. At least for me. So think of that question. Regardless, Malingar, King Nazaru asks, would you be interested in seeing a season of a Ranger team of Dragon-themed Rangers? That would be really cool. I've talked about, I'd love to see, one of my Power Ranger series I'd like to see is Power Rangers Dragon Force, where they all have Dragon Zords. There you go. I'd love to see that. So yeah, second question. How do you think the Power Rangers would react of seeing Vegeta doing his bingo dance from Battle of the Gods? I think they would all be like, did anyone get that so we could post it online? Great, let's do it. I mean, he's going to kill us all, but it's going to be totally worth it. Anyway. Alright, third question is, there's a person on DeviantArt, and he and I have been working on a parody of Les Miserables with Tommy Oliver's Jean Valjean and Soul Eater's Excalibur as Inspector Javert. What do you think about this? That's an interesting cast right there. Excalibur chasing Tommy Oliver. That's interesting. I can't deny that. Wow. Anyway. But, no, that's interesting. So think of those questions, King Nazaru. Next set of questions come from James Fan 1991. First question is, which are your favorite Megazords? I've already answered this question. Sadly, so I'm sorry. So I've already answered that question. But your second question is, do you think the Megazord could stand a chance with the battle with the Decepticons? Yeah, I could totally see the Rangers using the Megazords, or the Megazord, to fight the Decepticons. The only real problem is when he has to fight, when the Megazord has to take on Bruticus, Devastator, and Menasor all at once. It has to fight all those three together. Then it's going to get into a real problem. And God help them if they have to fight Trypticon. God help them if that happens. So think of that question, James Fan, 1991. Next set of questions come from Jesse MB27, who asks if Chiaki J. Konica, I totally butchered that name, but he's the writer of Digimon Tamers, which is Digimon Season 3 for most people, and other works, and/or Christopher Nolan were to create a season of Power Rangers as either director or head writer, how do you think it would turn out? Awesome! That's how! They play with the whole abstract archetype. Yeah, if the writer for Digimon Tamers took over, the head writer of Digimon Tamers did a Power Ranger series, I'd be all in. Second question is, how would a moral absolutist misanthropic former hero turn villain like Shinobi Sensui from Yu Yu Hakusho be portrayed without being diluted too much? If they were to do that in the Power Rangers series, I mean, they kind of did that with the Daishi clan in Jungle Fury, but that was more like possession. And now that I think, yeah, it was more like possession, but they've done that too, like the swordsman from Super Samurai. They did that too, where he was once a great swordsman, then got possessed, and shenanigans happened. They did that with also Astronema. So they've done the whole hero turned villain thing before, but they've never really gone the whole route of, oh yeah, he saw something, black, the whole black and white kind of thing, then saw something that turned it on his head, drove him nuts. I don't really think they've done that before, but if they did, that'd be really awesome. I don't know how you could do that without making it a little too diluted. So unfortunately, I don't know how you could do that. Third question is, do you believe it would be interesting and entertaining by longtime Power Rangers fans basically asking, would I find it interesting to see all of this come together? The whole villain aspect, the Digimon Tamer writer, Konica becoming a writer for Digimon from Power Rangers. Hell yeah, I'd be interested. I'd be all for it, Jesse. I would be all in for it. All right. So next question comes from Stardust Phantom, who asks, considering the fact that Toei owns both Super Sentai and Godzilla, do you think the recent success of the new Godzilla movie and the resurgence of Power Rangers / Super Sentai... he asked a replacement question. Never mind. He said a replacement question. So here's the replacement question. Who is the most badass Red Ranger, besides the Quantum Ranger? Well, Jason. You can't go wrong with Jason. I'd also put Andros from In Space, Leo from Lost Galaxy. Who's it? Carter. Carter from Lightspeed Rescue. There you go. So that group right there, that's my group of when you want to look, Jason and those few other. Oh yeah, and I guess you can count Tommy because he was both the Red Turbo and the Red Zeo Ranger. I guess you can count them. So yeah. Thank you for that question, Stardust Phantom. Final question comes from this set of questions comes from Magpie's Nest Production, who asks, "What are your thoughts on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie in the '90s?" My favorite. I like it. I mean, I understand it's completely corny and cheesy, but it's so much fun to watch, especially when you're hanging out with friends and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun to just pick apart and just watch how just crazy it is. I really do. I like it, but I fully understand that it is in no stretch of the imagination a good movie, but it is a fun movie. So, and that's what it really comes down to. You get what you pick, you get what you want. My only thing with this is I kind of wish the CGI wasn't so shitty. It is real. You cannot deny, guys, that it was really bad CGI in there. Like, I'm talking just Godzilla 2000 level CGI. Well, it's not that. Well, it's not. Nothing is bad. I haven't seen CGI of that bad of Godzilla 2000 when, the scene where he's swimming underwater. That's really bad. But no, it gets pretty close there. So, next question is, which was the better Green Ranger or White Ranger? Okay, which was better, Green Ranger or White Ranger for Mighty Morphin? I've already answered this question technically, asking what I like, of which one did I like Tommy as. So I've already answered that question, unfortunately, Magpie. And third, your final question is, do you think a somewhat serious take on Power Rangers can be done? Oh, yeah, I do. I absolutely think you can do an absolutely serious take on Power Rangers. I mean, they kind of did that with RPM, like another person wrote, Linerman already said. They kind of went a little serious in both In Space and Lost Galaxy. Those were kind of dark when you think about it. But yeah, I think you can do Power Rangers dark. But that's I think you can do it. But you have to make. You don't want to make it like Chris. And I don't mean this as an insult to Chris Nolan's movies, but don't make it the Dark Knight level dark. Do not do that, because then it just kind of clashes with the whole. It is silly when you think about it. Guys running around in color-coded costumes with giant robots. You have to have that fun element in there, is all I'm saying. So, that is my Q&A. That is the Q&A. I think I've pretty much gotten everyone. I'd like to thank everyone who did ask questions for this Q&A. I want to thank everyone for this, and yeah, once again, if you have a question, if you had a question that you wanted to ask but I did not get to it, I'm sorry. That's usually YouTube either marking it as spam or something else. So again, I deeply apologize for that. I know I got a few repeat questions, but I hope I got to everyone. I hope my answers for all of them were suffice. But like I said, it feels like I just re-answer. I know I got a few repeats here, especially with the whole death battle thing. But yeah, and I am sorry about that. But again, I'm sticking by my rule of I don't want to repeat a question. Repeat an answer. Anyway, once again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this regardless, and I will see you guys later.